Renaissance. The Renaissance emerged in Italy and is characterized by the rediscovery of classical antiquity and humanism. Artists such as Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo emphasized realism and perspective in their works. This movement promoted a more naturalistic and scientific worldview, highlighting the importance of observation and proportion. Renaissance works include frescoes, sculptures, and architecture that reflect harmonious balance and deep exploration of human anatomy. Baroque. The Baroque is defined by exuberance, dynamism, and drama. It arose in Europe in response to the Counter-Reformation, aiming to inspire devotion and awe among the faithful. Artists like Caravaggio and Rubens used strong contrasts of light and shadow, known as chiaroscuro, and dynamic compositions to evoke intense emotions. Baroque sculptures, such as those by Bernini, convey striking movement and emotion, capturing dramatic moments in history. Rococo. Rococo extends the Baroque style but with a lighter, more decorative touch. Predominant in France, it is associated with aristocratic opulence and frivolity. Artists like Watteau and Fragonard created elegant works using pastel colors and portraying graceful, sensual, and often mythological scenes. Rococo also influenced architecture and interior design, featuring intricate and ornate decorations. Neoclassicism. Neoclassicism arose as a reaction to Rococo, drawing inspiration from classical Greek and Roman art. Artists such as Jacques-Louis David and Antonio Canova promoted simplicity, order, and rationality. The movement is marked by austerity and the use of heroic and moral themes, reflecting Enlightenment ideals. Neoclassical works often depict serene, dignified figures that evoke classical antiquity. Romanticism. Romanticism emphasizes emotion, nature, and the sublime. It emerged in opposition to neoclassical rationalism, celebrating individuality, imagination, and the irrational. Artists such as Caspar David Friedrich and Eugène Delacroix explored themes of passion, individualism, and nature's majesty. Romantic artworks often depict grand landscapes and dramatic scenes that evoke deep emotion and a sense of mystery or adventure. Realism. Realism seeks to portray everyday life and social conditions without idealization. Artists like Gustave Courbet and Jean-François Millet depicted workers and peasants with honesty and precision. Emerging as a response to industrialization and 19th century social change, realism highlights the harsh realities of common life. Realist works are noted for detailed observation and commitment to truth. Impressionism. Impressionism focuses on capturing light and the present moment. Originating in France with artists like Claude Monet and Edgar Degas, it used quick brushstrokes and vivid colors to depict visual perception rather than precise detail. This movement broke traditional techniques by painting outdoors and studying shifting effects of light and color. Common subjects include landscapes, urban life, and fleeting modern moments. Post-Impressionism. Post-Impressionism evolved from Impressionism, but with greater emotional and structural depth. Artists such as Vincent van Gogh and Paul Cézanne explored new expressions through color and form. While Impressionists focused on light, Post-Impressionists pursued emotional resonance and compositional solidity. The movement encompassed diverse styles, each probing different facets of human experience. Modernism. Modernism encompasses multiple movements that sought to break from academic traditions, including Fauvism, Expressionism, and Cubism. Artists like Henri Matisse, Edvard Munch, and Pablo Picasso experimented with colors, form, and perspective. This period marked intense innovation and artistic renewal. Cubism. Cubism, founded by Pablo Picasso and Georges Braque, deconstructs objects into geometric forms and presents multiple perspectives simultaneously. It revolutionized representation by fragmenting and reorganizing shapes. The movement includes analytical cubism, focused on dissecting forms, and synthetic cubism, which introduced collage and brighter colors. Futurism. Originating in Italy, Futurism celebrates technology, speed, and modernity. Artists like Umberto Boccioni created dynamic works capturing the movement and energy of modern life. The movement glorified war, machinery, and industrialization, striving to abandon the past in favor of perpetual progress. Futurist art features diagonal lines and elements that suggest motion and vitality. Dadaism. Dadaism, born as a reaction to World War I, is defined by its anti-art and anti-establishment spirit. Artists like Marcel Duchamp produced provocative, absurd works that challenged artistic norms. Through humor, irrationality, and subversion, Dada questioned social and artistic conventions. Its ready-mades and collages redefined what art could be. Surrealism. Surrealism delves into the subconscious and dream world. Artists such as Salvador Dali and Rene Magritte created dreamlike, fantastical images defying logic and reality. Influenced by Freudian theory, Surrealism sought to liberate imagination and explore deep desires and fears. Its artworks feature unreal, surprising scenes that defy reason. Abstract Expressionism developed in the US. Abstract Expressionism emphasizes spontaneity and emotional intensity through abstraction. Artists like Jackson Pollock and Mark Rothko employed techniques such as dripping and large color fields to convey profound emotion. The movement focused on gesture and the creative act itself, expressing the artist's inner world directly and viscerally. Pop art. Pop art celebrates popular culture and consumerism. Artists such as Andy Warhol and Roy Lichtenstein used imagery and techniques from advertising and comics to both critique and embrace mass culture. Featuring familiar icons and commercial aesthetics, pop art blurred boundaries between high and low art. Minimalism. Minimalism centers on simplicity and the use of basic forms. Artists like Donald Judd and Agnes Martin emphasized purity, geometry, and material presence. Rejecting emotion and subjectivity, minimalism focuses on direct visual experience and spatial awareness. Works often feature limited color and form, inviting contemplation. Conceptual art. Conceptual art prioritizes ideas over aesthetic execution. Artists such as Joseph Kosuth and Sol LeWitt emphasize the concept as the artwork's essence. Challenging the notion that art must be physical, conceptualism values thought and creative process, often using text, instructions, or performances to provoke reflection. Contemporary art. Contemporary art spans diverse styles and media, addressing present-day issues and using new technologies. Artists like Damien Hirst and Ai Weiwei tackle social, political, and environmental themes. Known for its diversity and innovation, contemporary art includes installations, video, digital works, and performances reflecting modern society's complexity. That's all for today. Share your favorite art movements or suggestions for future videos in the comments. See you next time.